What in the hell is going on with the city of Los Angeles? If you've got a cruise coming up out of LA, you're going to want to watch this. Hey cruisers, welcome back to CruiseReport.com. It's August 4th, 2021, and as you may know or may not know, we are planning to do a 3-day cruise on Majestic Princess coming up this week. In fact, we're planning to leave town tomorrow to fly to LA. We'll be spending one night in LA and then 3 nights on Majestic Princess as part of a media sailing that they've invited us to. Honestly, we don't typically do these 2 and 3 day cruises because it just doesn't give us a chance to really cover the ship the way we like to. There's just not enough time in 3 days to shoot all the video that we need or to take all the pictures we need to take. It just doesn't give us a chance to really experience the ship. So typically in the past, we've turned down these invitations and always tried to do at least a 7-day, maybe 10-day cruise on a large ship. This is a very big ship. So our coverage is not going to be able to be as in-depth as we like. We will be doing some Instagram from the ship. We'll be doing some YouTube video at the end of the cruise, but it won't be as in-depth as we normally do. We just aren't going to have time to visit all the venues or to, like I said, just to go into the depth that we'd like to go. Now, that said, we recently, of course, you have to get a COVID test now 2 days before boarding the ship. That means we had to be tested today. We were able to arrange a rapid antigen test, which is acceptable by Princess 2 days before you board the ship. So if we get the test on Monday, we board the ship on Wednesday, that counts. However, we have to get our test results back today because we leave in the morning. This is just part of that stress that is part of travel right now, especially cruise travel, because most of the cruise lines are requiring, maybe all the cruise lines are requiring this negative COVID test. Even if you've been vaccinated, we've been vaccinated, but fully vaccinated, but you do have to have this COVID test within 2 days of embarkation. So we went this morning. We got one of the earliest slots about 9:45 in the morning at CVS near us to get this rapid antigen test. And online it says you get the test results usually within an hour or two. The young man that brought the tests out to us to the car and did the test told us that we would have a text and an email from CVS within an hour from taking the test. It's now 2:45. We have yet to receive a link or an email with our test results. So here we are. We have to get these results, print them out, take them with us, and have them. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. I don't know if we have to make other arrangements in LA to get another test. CVS, maybe they'll come through before the end of the day. I think we're going to have to go back up there and maybe we can talk to somebody. I don't know. If you try, there's no way to call them on the phone. You can't get through to anybody anymore on telephone. So nobody is supporting anything because nobody's working anymore, apparently. So anyway, on top of that concern, I am watching Dawn's video last night. Some of you watch just Dawn or Cruising with Dawn. I'm not sure the exact channel name. I'll look it up and put it on the screen for you. If you don't watch it, you should. He's a Canadian, does a lot of cruising. He's a travel agent. And we were watching one of his videos last night, just accidentally happened to turn it on, and he's talking about he's going to be cruising out of LA soon, and that he just found out that there's some form you've got to fill out for Los Angeles. Special form if you fly into LAX. And if you don't fill out this form online before you go, you're subject to a $500 fine. So we go look it up. Now, Princess didn't say anything about this to me or Ricky. We didn't get any information about this form for LA. They may not even be aware of it. I don't know. American Airlines didn't send me anything about this form. If you dig through the American Airlines site, you can find it. There is information on their site. That's actually where we found the link. And this is kind of the web page. I'll put it on the screen for you. But I don't really understand, and Don was expressing the same concern, what the real purpose of this form is. Because they say, to make sure we keep everybody safe. They're using the excuse of safety for this. But I can't see anything they're doing here that's making anyone any safer. But if you've been fully vaccinated and you're flying within the United States, but you're flying into LA, all this form is doing is verifying that you understand that you have to self-monitor for symptoms, like everybody isn't doing that anyway. I mean, that's obvious. And the only other one is to wear a mask and take other precautions during travel. That's it. All you have to do is fill out this form, and I guess you're saying that you have read this and that you understand that these things are required. But then you have to give them your email address, your phone number, and so you're giving up information, obviously, contact information plus your name. I can't really understand what the purpose of this is other than government loves to make things difficult on people. They love to be a pain in the ass. And number two, they're collecting information. Now, what could they be collecting that information for? I have no idea. Are they selling it to some third-party company for a profit? I have no way of knowing. All I know is I have to put this information in on a website, or I could be subject to a $500 fine. I'm interested to see if when we get off the plane in LAX, if there's even anybody anywhere that checks to see if this form has been submitted. Because once you fill out the form and submit it online, you do not get an email saying that you've completed the form. You get no receipt. You get nothing to show at the airport to prove that you did actually submit the form. The web page that comes up after you submit the form, all it does is it just says you've successfully filled out the form. But it doesn't have your name on it. It has no information. There's no QR code. It's just basically a blank page with saying, congratulations, you've completed the form. So I don't know how you're supposed to be able to prove once you get to LA that you actually did fill out the form, or if they're even going to have anybody there to check this. My guess is they had somebody working for the city of LA, and he's probably making $100,000 a year in their web development department. And they went to him and said, please do something online to make it look like we're trying to be safe. And we'll attach a fine to it, and that's it. I can't think of any other reason they would do this. There's no logical, it does nothing to keep people safe. All it does is create a hassle, more of a hassle, like there wasn't enough of a hassle already worrying about my CVS test and then trying to figure out if we don't get that test result tonight, now I got to spend all night trying to figure out where in San Pedro or at LAX we can get a rapid antigen test, and how much is that going to cost? So what needs to happen on things like this form, the cruise lines should, other forms of travel should do this too, hotels as well. They have a chamber of commerce in Los Angeles, and they have a travel and tourism board in Los Angeles. And the cruise lines need to get together, coordinate, go to this travel and tourism board and say, we found this form that people have to fill out, that our passengers and our customers have to fill out, get rid of it. Take it down immediately, or we're no longer going to cruise into or out of Los Angeles, because it's bullshit and you're just making our passengers have one more thing to worry about. So the hotels in the LA area should do it. Anything tourism related in the Los Angeles area should be telling the Travel and Tourism Board to take this form down immediately. Put a web page up that says this form is no longer required to travel to LA. Please come to LA and spend your money here. So that's my rant for the day. Put in the comments, what do you think of this form? What's your opinion of this? What do you think about it? I'll put a link in the description of the video to this form so that if you are cruising out of LA, you'll know where to find the form. Like I say, if you dig through the airline website on American, you can find it, but it wasn't obvious, and they didn't send me anything ahead of time saying we needed to do this. So I found that to be a little bit curious. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. I look forward to reporting back to you from our assignment on Majestic Princess. Hopefully we'll be there Wednesday. We should start posting to Instagram that day. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, because that's where we'll be posting most of our information until we get back. So anyway, thanks again for joining us today. I'll see you on the next Cruise Report.